might have had at various points harboured hopes of landing the league title, but now this opportunity to finish the campaign with a real flourish. Just a second FAI Cup final meeting of these two big Dublin rivals, but of course it is a second in 3 years. That 2021 decider went all the way to that dramatic penalty shootout. Robbie Benson the hero as Pats lifted the cup for the first time since 2014 and left Bohs waiting to add to their last cup success in 2008. It's not taken either club long to get back to this point, but the question is, will we have a similar or a different outcome today? Graham, you went back to back to back, Longford, Drogheda, and you were talking to Alan Matthews down there on the pitch earlier, and a lot of the Longford team are here today. What are your memories? How big an occasion was it when you look back on your career as a whole, those cup finals? And what about these final nervous moments as you're waiting for the kick-off?
They were some of the best moments of my career, and again, I touched on it with Tony, lucky enough to play in some great, fantastic sides, privileged to play with them, privileged to call them teammates. Alan Matthews will play a big part in St. Pat's and how he prepares for the game. The ticket situation, get that out of the way early, get the suits out of the way early, no distractions, focus on the game, make sure you perform. And that's what it's about then. All you concentrating on now is making sure that you perform and impact the game and making sure that you come out with the victory. You do whatever it takes to win this game. When the silverware on offer, you do whatever it takes to win the game.
And it's different, it's funny, different players will have different ways of going about this. Some might be looking into the crowd, looking for their family. Some will be, I'd imagine, a steely focus on first touch, first tackle, first header, first pass.
Yeah, it's what suits the individual. Again, the Longford side, we were a little bit ragged and we were rough and ready at times. We came out a little bit roiled up for the game. Paul Doolan had us really different at Drogheda. Go out with a calmness, because we're going to be performing in these big games more often than not. So make sure you get used to it, and that's what we done. We were quite relaxed going out into that cup final, knowing that again you're here to perform. Wave at your family, but then just be focused on the game in front of you.
Doyle, Levy lets it run to Breslin. Here comes the cross in towards Carty. What a touch that from Christian Novak at full stretch. Carty was winding up, dreaming of that breakthrough goal, but Novak to the rescue. We've seen both number 4s now at either end with big interventions.
Yeah, that one was more on a stretch than Redmond's. You see, it's a wonderful ball. He just wraps his foot round and he's putting it into that area where the keeper can't come from it. That's an unbelievable block when you can see Carty's lined up behind him. He has the trigger pulled, ready to go.
A tempting ball from Breslin, who was left out by St. Pat's, or by Bohs rather, 2 years ago. Tyreke Wilson started that final. He was asked about it during the week, Anto Breslin. He dealt with it in a very positive fashion, stayed around the camp, encouraging his teammates. Gets his chance today. Here's Danny Grant, sets it up to the edge. Adam MacDonald about to pull the trigger. Mulroney slid in. Oh, penalty in the early minutes. And what an opportunity now for Bohemians.
Looks like he's come through the back of Afolabi. Afolabi just puts his body out. Grant checks back and tries a cut back here. You see he's lining her up. It's like a ricochet tackle from Mulroney onto MacDonald. Then it is Breslin that comes through the back of Afolabi. Come through the back of him. You can't come through the back of him like that.
And so it will be John Afolabi to step forward. A stellar season, 19 goals, 15 in the league, 4 from the penalty spot against UCD, Drogheda, Derry, and in the cup win at Drogheda. Facing down Dean Linus. Pats fans behind their goal, doing their best to put off the Bohemian striker. He's been almost foot perfect this season, and he's foot perfect there. 20 for the season for John Afolabi, and Bohemians in front early.
Yeah, what a season he's having. He's been the difference in Bohemians this year. He's been fantastic. You mentioned Promise Ovichar. George Kelly, that was here before as well. He's filled that void unbelievably well this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, and it's no coincidence he's the one that earns the penalty, and then he steps up to take it. It's a brilliant start and everything you'd want for Bohemians.
Well, he's been the one for Declan Devine this season, hasn't he? The big target man up front, but he has delivered.
Yeah, you can see lefties, you see Linus trying to second guess it. He just wraps his foot round and plants it into the bottom corner.
just the start Declan Devine would have hoped for. Levy on the move again, sets it back for Norman. His dad of the same name, who's a former UCD player back in the day. Curtis stabs it down the line for Mulroney. McDonald a little bit too aggressive.
Buying them a lot of fouls, Mulroney. In fairness, it probably wasn't the best of balls from Curtis down the side.
And we land this on the money, Jake Mulroney. It's a fantastic ball in! 1-1, Mark Doyle. Well, he's a happy knack of scoring goals against Bohemians this season, Mark Doyle. Got on the end of a tantalising delivery from Jake Mulroney.
You touched on it earlier, can he put it on the money? And he did. An unbelievable cross from Mulroney, right over the top of the first player in the hole. And it's Doyle. You can see one of them's, I'm not sure who's coming across to try and head away. It's 𝗦𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦. But it's really good. He just plants himself, and he knows any type of touch on it will get it goalward. Because he's that close to the goal, Talbot doesn't have a chance to react. It's a little bit of nudge on 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏, I think. One that really, it's all down to the delivery, Des. Brilliant, brilliant delivery from Mulroney and a really good header from Doyle.
Well, it had pace, it had whip. He just had to get himself on the end of it in the right position. Got himself between the two centre-backs, Mark Doyle. It's the third goal he's got against Bohemians this season. Scored in the semi-final, the breakthrough goal down at Turner's Cross. He's now an FAI Cup final goal scorer. The check on the inside, stabs it forward to McDonald. They're rolling forward here. Impressively Bohemians. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 turns away from Redmond. Clark. Two Pats players converting on him. McManus. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 now looking to restore some order. He's got the strength to see off Lennon once and twice. Now out to the right-hand side. Dylan Connolly drives it low across goal. Oh, Danny Grant doing his best to get there. Brilliant cover at the back from Sam Curtis.
It's brilliant play from both sides. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 originally is his strength, and this is what I was saying about just firing it across the box and see what happens. Clark is agonisingly away from you. See, well, he's a little bit further away on the replay, but it's great defending from Curtis. He's right in the way you'd want your right back.
No way beyond Breslin. Good ball to pick out Forrester. They'll want him on it as much as possible, but that's short. Mulroney left behind as Flores charges on. Looking for movement in ahead of him or inside. It's Clark. Shifts it on to his left. It went through the legs of Redmonds. And that's always a nervy one for a goalkeeper, anticipating maybe a deflection. But in the end, no harm done.
Yeah, it was a really good move to start with. Flores intercepts it from Mulroney. It probably wasn't the best of ball from Forrester's. Grant makes a run and empties out the centre of the pitch, and it allows Clark just to come onto it. Probably not in his favourite foot on that side of it, but he just drags it and pulls on it. And I think, like you said, Linus is happy to see that it doesn't get a deflection and goes in. But
put out by 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Clark. It's a fabulous ball, and Connolly is lightning quick. Norman gets across. Well, that was all or nothing from David Norman.
It was a brilliant, really vital interception, and the fact that he throws a leg on it to chop it back is brilliant from Norman. Really good.
And soon after that, there was that coming together between 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Doyle.
But you see it here, you see Norman sort of looking on his right shoulder for 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and it means Breslin doesn't have any cover, so he ends up spotting it late, but he does spot it. Now, I'm praising him. I'm not sure how much he meant that one. I thought he actually tried to put a flick on it, but in the end, it probably looks like he got lucky. But you have to look, can they use the run of Mulroney and go inside?
Oh, this has opened up for Forrester, who lets fly and wasn't a million miles away. It was swerving and dipping, and Talbot was certainly interested in this one.
There you go, that pass inside just opens her up, it frees them up, and his second touch decides on taking the shot. You can see the movement on it. See his second touch, he has a look around, weighs up his options. I tell you what, it's dipping, Des. I thought when he hit it, I thought, looks too big. It starts to dip.
Oh, what a season he's had again. Chris Forrester, 15 goals, Pat's leading scorer.
But he does unbelievably well, because not only does he stop the attack, he then wins the throw-in for them.
Well, there you go, a full house, an historic day for the FAI Cup final, and a flying start for Bohemians. John 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 winning the penalty, scoring the penalty, taking him to 20 for the season. But then a brilliant delivery from Jake Mulroney, a flashing header from Mark Doyle, taking him to double figures for his season. It's as tight as we expected it would be. Half-time at the Aviva Stadium. It's Bohemians 1, St Patrick's Athletic 1.
With 3 out of 4 as an interim, and then he eventually gets the job. But there's a calmness about John Daly that and he has a way of talking to the players that they've really bought into.
Well, that's a lot better. There's a problem here and probably a card for James McManus. But that was better from Pats. It was crisp. It was 1 and 2 touch, and Levy was threatening to run away there.
Yeah, it's probably something we needed to touch on as well. The pace of play needs to be quicker, and in that instance it was. And you see, it's a really good touch from Levy if he means it, just to get around the corner. He's away. Manus obviously he knows he has the foul, gives away a foul by pulling the jersey, and ultimately it's going to lead to a yellow card and another chance for a delivery from Mulroney.
A lovely angle for Mulroney here as well. Bows start the defensive line about a yard inside the box. And now they drop Mulroney. Another fabulous ball. Oh, it's gone in off 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦. Joe Redmond there as well. He might be claiming the touch, but either way, St Pat's in front. 2 minutes into the second half. Again, it's a Mulroney free kick that causes havoc. St Pat's 2-1.
Yeah, Novak's the unlucky player here. It's hard to get. Again, a sublime delivery from Mulroney. We said coming up, here's another chance to put it into the box. He delivers again. It bounces on the 6-yard line. You can see the line here that they start offside. Keane Bourne drops originally, and that catches Novak out. But you can see where it's landing. Can Talbot come and get it in that early pitch? I don't think so. But in the end, it's just unfortunate because he has to put a foot on it, knowing that Redmond's sliding in behind him.
There you see it is an own goal. Joe Redmond applied such pressure. Novak couldn't let it run beyond him. An unfortunate moment for a player who's been massive for Declan Devine this season, Christian Novak. Well, 2 yellow cards that potentially were on the cards in quick succession there. Those reacting quickly. Flores! He's got a sweet left foot and he showed it there. It's a sharp save from Dean Linus, low down to his right-hand side.
And that's what frees up the middle of the pitch when Flores goes in there. He's a danger. He has a wonderful left foot, and you can see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to bend it around the Pats defender and use that body. But Linus is aware to it. You see a body just flashing across him. It's Redmond. I think that big players to turn up here and get on the ball and start driving the team forward, and they have in the opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Lovely switch there from Breslin to get Pats moving again. Mulroney, oh, it's been allowed to bounce, and Doyle almost on the end of it again.
Touched on it, crosses, whipped it out to Mulroney, takes his touch inside. Curtis with the dummy run, and then he just flicks it into the box. But Novak has to head it. Unless he's getting a shout from his goalkeeper that's keepers, he has to just head it away. Because now what happens is it breeds uncertainty for the next one coming in.
And that 3-year professional contract signed this week.
Brilliant to see, honestly.
Flores, oh, brilliant ball. 𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗢𝗏's in. Looking for that bottom corner. It came off Joe Redmond and behind.
Yeah, you see Flores' influence growing. Brilliant take on the move here with his left foot, and he slips it. I think if it's the other way around where he's flicking it onto 𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗢𝗏 on his left foot, I think he just takes a touch and swings on it. He has a little hesitation. They decided to go full-time this year as well, that they train and he can hold on to their players a little bit more because they're full-time. They're given longer-term contracts. Pat Fenton's come in and put a bit of a structure on the club in terms of their recruitment as well. He brought in a couple of lads that he would have known from his time in Scotland. But they're on the break here.
Short. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗦 has taken it brilliantly, then overran it, but it will break here for 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗦. Angle of the penalty area, faced up by Norman. Still going 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗦. Pat scrambling effectively. Worked on by 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗦 and then Clark, and now Grant. Back towards Clark. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗦! Oh, they had to be patient in the end and work that opening, Bohemians. Went for power, just sacrificed a little bit of accuracy as a result, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗦.
He's worked it really well here, and Grant makes a brilliant decision just to cut it back. But he's gone, you're right, he's just gone for power. Where you know if he's wrapping his left foot around that, he has to hit the side netting with it from that distance. He just has to get it on target. Maybe because he's going through bodies, he thinks he has to hit it as hard as he can.
There's a rash challenge from David Norman. But the left foot of Flores may be here. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗦 and Coote make it 3 around the ball. Is this the moment for Bohemians? Chance to take it to 2-2. It's a fair distance out.
About 30 yards there. This is when you do the lines on the pitch. And the 18 to the edge of the D, and then another. Yeah.
Flores, you would think, his favourite. Linus crouching, waiting for this delivery. Here he comes! Oh! Off the post, Jordan Flores. What a delivery.
It's a brilliant effort, in fairness. He sets it out a good bit and it's coming around. It's just not coming around as much as he'd like. That's an unbelievable effort. It really is. He just steps up the distance. I thought it might have been a bit too much for him. I think Linus, I'm not sure if he's getting it, if it's just a yard inside it.
Now, where is this Bohs goal going to come from? Ian Byrne into midfield where Pats look to apply the pressure again. Lonergan might be in. Here he is. This to seal it for St. Pat's. Lonergan! Well, the cup is bound for 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦. What a finish from 19-year-old Tommy Lonergan. Ecstasy at the Aviva. And at the end, that has the St. Pat's supporters behind that goal. What a moment to win it, and then to hit it first time with such accuracy, such precision. Well, that's how you make your impact. Tommy Lonergan, what a moment.
And that's it, game, set, and match for St. Pat's, and for that man, John Daly. Unbelievable goal. He just snatches onto a really poor mistake from John O'Sullivan. He clips it back to Flores. Flores is trying to play, takes it on his chest, and Lonergan just comes in and bundles him away. He just takes the shot on his left foot. 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦 gets a hand to it, but it's right in. We see it from this angle. It just comes across, bundles him off it, and then wraps his foot round it. Again, 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦's out of position because he's set to play. But unbelievable from Tommy Lonergan. What a moment that he can just relax now and celebrate in front of them Pats fans and the joy and jubilation.
Well,
go back to
𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦 got fingertips to it, but it wasn't enough. An arcing, bending effort from Tommy Lonergan. A goal cheered to the echo at the Aviva, out in Dunboyne at Cherry Orchard. But a player who has come through the 15s and upwards. He won a 15s league title with Pats in his debut season, on up through the ages. That brilliant year at UCD last season with a dozen goals just gave him that appetite to come in and fight for his place as a Premier Division player.
You go and win here again, and the first team to probably do it. I know Dundalk missed out on it in 2019, but Pats have actually done it. Full credit to John Daly. Unbelievable job since he's come in.
All eyes on the referee now. Whistle goes to the lips. It's all over. And St. Pat's reclaim the FAI Cup for the 5th time in their history. For the 2nd time in 3 years. It is joy unconfined for the men from 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦. And for their manager, John Daly. That unshakable inner belief that he has, the belief that he infused into this talented young squad, has borne the ultimate reward.
Yeah, brilliant for him. I'm delighted for John Daly, someone I would have grown up with playing against, and I'm delighted for him, and I know his father would have been proud of him, Johnser. And it's brilliant for them, and it's brilliant for Pats and 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦, and they've really bought into their community, and you can see how much it means to the players. And it's a fantastic achievement for him with such young players in the squad, and it's brilliant to see. Commiserations to Bohs. There has to be a loser on the day. He's done brilliantly well to get here. It's the 4th season going full time, but today belongs to St. Pat's and 𝗕𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗦.
And for Joe Redmond, as John Daly embraces with his family, I'm guessing that is, but we've got Joe Redmond, who was behind that goal 2 years ago. He is down there leading the celebrations now. Captain fantastic for them this season. They lost him for 18 games for 4 months during the campaign, a man who played every minute last year. But he came back, I think it was in that FAI Cup win at Longford, and he has led them from the front again. A huge display from him. It's crushing for Christian Novak in particular. The man pressurised by Redmond ended up putting the ball into his own net. That was the 2-1 goal, and then, well, a moment of magic from Tommy Lonergan to make it 3-1 and secure the win. We may have seen the likes of Sam Curtis, we don't know, of Adam Murphy, we don't know. Huge futures ahead of them. But as we said, the production line is strong, and now I'm sure they'll be looking ahead to next season and maybe a chance to have a real tilt at the league title as well.
Again, it's something to build on for John Daly. We touched on it last year. He never got a chance to build because Stevie O'Donnell walks out on the Monday after he won the Cup. So I don't think John's going to do that this time. I think he wants to stay at the club and build. I think he lives in Clondalkin with his mother. And it's brilliant, and that's his two girls that are over from Scotland. His wife Linda still lives over there, so he has a lot of commitment for the club, and I think it means a lot to him as well.
It is St. Pat's Day. FAI Cup winners. They've beaten Bohemians by 3-1. We came here, I think it was on Monday, to get their bearings at the stadium. They stayed in the hotel last night, had the quiz night they usually have. And John Daly says he dominates the music round. I'm not quite sure how old the music tracks are, but maybe more so than the young lads. But this is magical for the likes of Tommy Lonergan to win a cup at 19, but to score in a cup final as well. Mark Doyle went off injured, but got that crucial equalising goal as well.
Yeah, massive goal for them. It goes back down to Mulroney's deliveries. They're on the money into an area where it's really tough for the keeper. The lads touched on it at half-time. The keeper wants to maybe come and take everybody out and try and get a punch on it. That's the only way, because I don't think he's actually coming to catch that one. But it's a massive goal, considering that he's just gone down. That gives them a level keel in the game. They can ease themselves into it. I actually thought they came out at half-time much the better side, and for the first 15 minutes of that, they were excellent.
John Daly's first FAI Cup final, and he will remember this for the rest of his life, I'm sure. What a job he has done. And for Chris Forrester, well, it's history made, a third FAI Cup win. We're going to see Joe Redmond going up to get his hands on that trophy soon. He's been a Pats supporter since he was 13. I had a good chat with him during the week. Joe, he said when he was away at Birmingham, he'd come back in his off-season and spend that off-season going watching Pats matches wherever they were playing. So you could see the outpour of emotion at the final whistle from the Pats captain, and how much it meant to him personally and to the club as a whole.
I think he's bought into the club, and the club have bought into him, and you can see what it means to him and the fans that they have somebody who has supported the club, who does go on and play for them. And you know, when these kids do come back from their clubs, they need somewhere that feels like home for them to reignite their career, and that's what Joe Redmond has.
Well, this is it. They're waiting patiently. It's right there behind them. Here comes Joe Redmond, St. Pat's, 1959, 1961, 2014, 2021. And now the presentation to the 2023 FAI Cup winners. It's St. Patrick's Athletic.
Your 2023 St. Patrick's Athletic.
Well, the confetti's flying. There's some landing on us up here as well.
We're part of it, this.
This party will go on for a long, long time. Inchicore is the place to be tonight. We'll take a break and continue with these celebrations when we return.
There's a relief etched on your face, but you know, you won this competition fair and square. You've got a St. Pat's scarf just thrown at you as well for good measure. How does it feel?
No, I'm obviously delighted for the boys, looking over at them there celebrating. They put a lot of effort into the 2 years of being here, not just this season. And no, I'm thrilled, I'm delighted for them, delighted for my family. I've obviously had to put up a lot of stick, me living away from home, so absolutely thrilled and over the moon. I really, you know, it's hard to put into words. It's a fantastic feeling. You know, commiserations to Bohs. I thought they played well on the day, and you know, we were obviously a lick of pain from going 2-2, and then Tommy obviously puts away to make it 3-1, and you could see they were just deflated after that, and it was probably done and dusted at that stage.
The importance of set pieces, though. I mean, Jake Mulroney was so important to two of the goals.
Yeah, well, we spoke about that. Graham Kelly, one of the girls he used to work with at 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has done a pro licence, has done a study this year about the Premier Division and set plays, and we've scored the most set plays. We've been the best defensively, most efficient at set plays, and I told the lads that it's going to be a massive part. Theirs was a penalty, 2 free kicks from ourselves, and then obviously a mistake that Tommy punishes. So set plays are huge. I think we've gained the most points this year from set plays as well, so I don't mind that. It's part of the game, and if it's something you're going to be good at, then I'll take that all day long.
How brave was it of you as well to put your faith in youth? Obviously, when we see Lonergan scoring, Melia, Murphy, Nolan, you know, that's an extraordinary faith by you in those young men.
They're good enough, and I'm not just saying that blasé, I genuinely mean it. They're good enough players, and when you're good enough, you get opportunities. And for me, I was very fortunate to get an opportunity as a young player, and it's great to be able to repay that to young players, give them opportunity to play first team football, playing an occasion like this, record attendance. You know, delighted for the fans, unbelievable, turned out in massive numbers this year, you know, and it's great for our lads and the fans. Now we're all going to go and enjoy our night.